How do you think you've changed throughout this very turbulent year?
Well, that's a very good question. This year has forced me to reflect on my own, personal journey and origin story. There were 5 of us living in a 2-bedroom house that was less than 1,000 square feet. Yet, I also had the benefit of parents who put a great deal of weight on education. My mother in particular always thought of education as this phenomenal, gift that no one could take away from you. And my father put a great deal of weight on financial literacy. Well, I remember many things about my father. The thing that really influenced me was that my father got me very interested at a very young age in things having to do with finance and banking and et cetera. And in fact, as soon as I could do math at a reasonably proficient level, just adding and subtracting, multiplying, dividing, he had me balance the checkbook. So I had to figure out, well, what's the first professional step? The good news was that the law practice had a little bit of appeal because once you get a law degree, you're not really a lawyer. You have to work for a few years. And so I had the great opportunity to go to work at Davis Polk Wardell. I loved it, but I knew I didn't love it enough to be a partner. And the reason is it didn't take advantage of sort of the business, the economics side of things. My first 2 years on the Fed are nose down, study hard, learn everything you can. So I take on whatever assignment they want and do the best I can. The vice chairmanship opens up, Alice Riven leaves, and Alan Greenspan signals to the White House that he wants Ferguson to be the vice chairman. So this is a year and a half of just hard work, no job too small to do well, and little Roger from Northeast DC becomes the vice chairman of the Fed. April, May of 2006, I leave the Fed, try to figure out the next steps, take a role at a company called Swiss Reinsurance. I'm there very happily doing over there at Swiss Re, and then in early 2008, I get a phone call from a headhunter saying, you're probably not thinking of moving, but there's this company called TIAA-CREF, and they're looking for a new CEO.
Traders here working the phone say a lot of their customers are freaked out, waiting to see how low the Dow will go.
It was the worst day on Wall Street since the crash of 1987.
Could be the most serious recession in decades. And that means life, as most Americans know it, is about to change, in some cases dramatically.
Here I am, newly minted CEO, responsible for the life savings of millions of Americans, about $480 billion. And we had to hunker down, we had to get ready. Rode out the storm. We went out and raised a small amount of capital, and I'm really pleased to say that no one's retirement was at risk. We actually ended up maintaining the same level of capital, maintaining all of our ratings. But my first and most important goal was to keep people's retirement safe, and I'm really proud of the fact that we did that. A lasting lesson from the recent crises: a more inclusive, a more equitable, a more just capitalism is better for business, it's better for Americans, it's better for the world. So I encourage leaders at every level to use your power, use your platform, use your resources to help your employees and your communities overcome the challenges that we face and build a better world for all of us.